What's up with Vince? He knows you have a podcast, right? It's like taking forever.
Yeah, he said he got like a new suit or something. I think his helmet's giving him issues.
Okay.
Ugh.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, cultural appropriation.
Hey,
It's black.
It's the same, but black.
Yeah, it's black.
Yeah, I mean, it's the U.S. agent, man. You
Like
like
you say U.S. Asian? First black, now Asian?
No, U.S. agent, man.
No, that's what I said. Asian.
No.
And then it's black. That doesn't make any sense.
No, it's the new Captain America.
No, you just said
That
Asian.
doesn't look right.
No, and it's black. Doesn't make
Yeah.
any sense.
I'm Captain America.
What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining us for another episode of Maganda Forever podcast. I am your co-host, Matt.
I'm Vince.
And I'm Monica.
And we are going to be reviewing the series finale of Blank and the Winter Soldier. Oh, what are they going to? They just switched it up in the last episode. Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Man, what an underwhelming episode. I did not like.
Oh, shit.
Love the shirt. Did not like the last two episodes.
Oh, man. Okay. We'll get into it, but I am kind of there. I'm kind of there with you. Yeah.
I was reviewing the episode before we started recording, and I was like, a lot happened, but not a lot happened.
That's exactly what I felt. A lot happened, but not a lot happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what the hell? They're just cool with John Walker. Get into it.
Dude, okay. So for
get into it.
I liked this episode, but there were definitely more dislikes out of all the other episodes that we watched. So there were some things, and I was looking at my notes. I was like, oh shit, I have a lot more than I thought.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get into it.
Man.
So we pick up right where we left off, where Sam finds out that Carly's going to hit the GRC vote about if they're going to displace like 20 million or however many refugees that they were supporting during the blip. So it seems like the plan was just to hold them hostage. And at the end of last episode, we just saw them kind of do like a Hail Hydra kind of thing where they're like one world, one people, and they just lock down the whole building. And
One
here
bed, one
we
body.
see that, yeah, the response time was actually pretty fast. They have like all of the police cars locking down the area. And it seems like they're trying to evacuate all of the diplomats to get them to safety. And so we see Bucky on the ground and then Sam flying in his new suit.
His
that we'll
suit.
get into later.
This suit was nice, but I'm still feeling the Falcon more. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I like the color palette better. And
Yeah.
that weird head. He's got the Gambit head sock. I'm
He
like, all right.
has the weird head socket. Yeah.
It works, but at the same time, I'm feeling the Falcon better.
Yeah, I kind of like I like the suit. I like that it's pretty accurate to the comics. But that whole neck part was kind of weird. I
It's
feel
a
like
little
it's kind of like the first Captain America, or was it the
with
first
his
Avengers?
big like chonky thing.
Oh yeah. That weird ass. He had like a
so
bulbous head.
I
Yeah.
feel like this is kind of just like an introduction, and they'll kind of change
Refine
the
it.
suit as his yeah. But
It didn't look as
I like
goofy as I thought it would. It actually looked kind of nice, but I still prefer the Falcon like outfit.
I hope they did it like your shirt, where it's just his regular goggles, but then the nice suit on the bottom. But anyway,
He kind of looks like A-Train from the boys.
He does.
That's what
Yeah,
Mark
I
is
can't-
saying.
I can't not see A-Train because it's the goggles mostly.
Yeah.
It's the fact that he's black and he's got those big goggles. It really
He was
is.
like,
Yeah.
he was like, A-Train ruined this for me. I can't take him seriously, especially now that his new suit is mostly white.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we see, we hear rather, Sam and Bucky trying to figure out like what their next moves are, and Sam's like, "Oh, I got you some backup," and then this one guy was like, "Excuse me, are you supposed to be here to Bucky?"
Yeah, I was
and then
like,
it ends
what
up being
the hell?
Sharon. So we
Yeah,
called
which
in
was cool.
reinforcements.
I thought that was cool because she did the same like technology nanotech.
as Black Widow.
What's her name?
At first, I was
Yeah.
like, this,
Yeah.
this is a feminine looking dude. And then she pulled it off, and I was like, this is a masculine looking Sharon. My dick was so confused. Like she pulled off the mask, and then I wasn't hard.
Gross.
Oh. Huh? What?
Flapping the wing, and then
It's just a question mark.
wings out now.
yeah, when it first happened, I was like, oh, that's cool. Like they addressed him as Sergeant Barnes, and then it ended up being Sharon. I was like, oh, that's why. She knew exactly who he was. But yeah, so they're basically moving in at the same time that Carly and her main like high-powered folks are moving in as well. And the whole thing is that they're trying to get to the diplomats somehow, and Sam's the one who actually figures out that we can't evac these diplomats. That's what they want you to do, because they want to hold them hostage. So Bucky's whole job is to keep them in the building, and then I think Sharon's job was to also locate the diplomats. They're basically splitting up on the ground.
Every time you say diplomats, I'm thinking of Cameron and Jim Jones and Joel Santana.
What else do I call them?
They're moving in.
They're not all senators. They're just like representatives from different countries.
I just hear the Dipset anthem in my head. Sorry. Keep going.
But yeah, so our first real look at Sam's costume is when he breaks through the window and starts fighting one of the.
That was a dope entrance. He threw it in, and then it bounced, and like he catches it on his way in, like breaks the glass. And I like that his wings go into his.
Yeah.
It's like a cubby. It goes all the way in.
Didn't they always?
No, they used to fold.
Yeah.
But these ones go all the way in, so that when he puts his shield on, you can only see the shield, and he actually.
Oh right.
Yeah. So I like that.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So
they did
he.
a really good job.
Yeah, so he takes down some of the people that are working for Carly, but they're just regular powered folks, so it's not like he's fighting high energy people yet. And then who else shows up but Batroc? Because he has a vendetta.
Go ahead, sing it, Kia.
Oh my God, he's back again. Batroc's back. All right. Gonna kill the Falcon with my hand.
There you go. This song for the new millennium. There we go.
But what does he say, Vince? What does he say?
Omelette du fromage. No, he's like, you cost me a lot of money.
Perfect. I don't know.
Rewatch the scene, dude.
I didn't know you could do Algerian. That's an amazing accent. The only one I know is from Civil War. When he's like, "You want a bullet in your head?" Oh no, that's Winter Soldier. That's one of the other soldiers.
Yeah, I actually thought the weapons that Carly got from Batroc were gonna be kind of like at the last.
It looked Winter Soldier-ish, like the little balls.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be like grenades and explosions, but it ended up just being like a smoke grenade to get them evacuated. And then we'll find out later they broke all of the diplomats into different ways to evacuate. So half of them went in one van, or like a third of them went in one van, and a third of them went in another van, and then a few of them went into a helicopter just to get them all out at once, because they're like high level diplomats from all over the world. So they're just trying to get them out as safely as possible. But so
what did you guys think of the fight scene?
Yeah, all the fight scenes were really cool. I mean, like, so we saw one of the gadgets was a smoke grenade. We see another two gadgets are like something to seal the back of the vans so that they can't get out.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah.
But yeah, so
I like the choreography.
Yeah, fight scene was good between Batroc and Sam.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I really liked the choreography. They're basically the same, kind of the same level, right? They're soldiers, but then they're not superhuman, so they don't have the serum. So you see that they're pretty evenly matched. But then
surprisingly, because I mean, yeah, you know what? Sam's kind of underrated as a hand-to-hand martial artist. He does have agility, and at first you're kind of fooled because you think most of it comes from the wings. But when he was training as Cap, like in the backyard doing all those things with the shield, you kind of realize that he's just naturally agile.
All
that kind of comes. Yeah. So he kind of is evenly matched with Batroc. My only qualm is that when he goes up against actual super soldiers and super threats, how is he going to fare? Because he doesn't have much. Like at least Black Widow has she's good hand-to-hand combatant, but she also has guns. And Sam hasn't used his Uzis since Civil War.
I forgot. Yeah, Uzi.
But he did have some what was it? He uses his jet sometime when he did that shield burst against,
that was cool.
When he got cool.
That was dope.
But Batroc also threw a chair and stopped the shield mid-flight.
That was one of the things I wrote down as my dislikes, dude. Unless they got vibranium chairs?
No, you could definitely stop the shield with the chair. I feel like that was. I feel like also because he's not a super soldier. He didn't.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why it made sense to me that he was able to stop it, but also like he threw it head on. It's not like he like messed up the flight or anything. I was gonna say, while this is happening, because Sharon and Bucky's only mission is to stop the two vans from leaving because they know that's exactly what Carly wants. And Sam is up there trying to defeat Batroc and get to the one in the helicopter. But Bucky gets sidelined because he tries to take Sam's approach, where he gets a phone call, or he's handed a phone by one of the flag smashers, and it's Carly, and he's trying to do what Sam did, where it's like, okay, let's try to still rescue her and talk sense into her. And he basically gets totally sidelined, and they're able to get the two vans away from the building. And then
this dude was just chatting on the phone. I really thought they're gonna be like, "This is for you," and it's like, boom, and it blows off his head. Come on, just do something. This is fucking Winter Soldier. You're gonna distract him.
I actually like that scene.
It was nice.
Yeah, like I liked how it showed kind of that, Sam is influencing Bucky. He has a good positive influence in him, and he's like kind of picking up on what he's doing. And so I thought that was kind of cool for him to do. It was a cool scene.
I didn't mind that scene as much. I was confused why. I mean, like, I know Sharon was supposed to stop the flag smashers, but it seemed like
was she?
Well, I know. We'll get into it. But what I'm saying is like the flag smasher that attached what I mentioned earlier, the thing to the back of the vans that like locked the people in the vans so they couldn't get out. He got into a separate car and she threw something in there and it melted his skin. Like it just totally disintegrated him. And I was like, was he one of the high powered ones or was he just a regular person?
She threw in Glister toothpaste.
Stupid. That stuff does not burn.
Feel less fresh,
dude. You get cavities with that.
It has to be Listerine. That stuff burns.
So at that point, for for sure she's the power broker. At least I did. I was like, okay, she just fucking killed that guy.
Yeah, no remorse, dude.
Yeah,
she's
exactly.
Out for blood. Yep.
I was pretty convinced that she was a power broker, but I was like, there has to be some kind of reveal. But I was also like, was he one of the high powered ones? Did you need to go to that extent, or like she's literally just out for blood?
He was a super soldier.
Oh, he was. Okay.
Actually, I don't know.
Sorry,
he was right.
I'm not
sure. He was. I remember he was a super soldier because they had one fat dude on their squad.
Okay.
Remember?
Okay.
And I'm like, all this time I was like, that kind of sucks to be a fat super soldier. Like, can you lose weight? Already got the
one
power.
world, one meal.
Yeah, so I think that dude was one of those, because I remember after she killed him, either Bucky or Sam was like, how'd you do that? Like, how'd you manage
and then she just changed the subject.
Yeah.
Well, she said what chemical she used, but not that it disintegrated him.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Cause I was like, that's kind of excessive to like do that to just a random foot soldier. But anyway, Sharon was like, really, Bucky, you had one job. And so she is able to take out that high powered super soldier, but there's still the two vans on the go. So Backy's
back.
Jams Buchanan buys Backy.
Maybe at the Harvard Backy.
Hey, fucking Bucky, get over here, Bucky. Fucking cocksucker, Bucky. Mikey, Timmy, Tommy, Danny, Terry, Mikey, Bucky.
Not you, Bucky. Not you.
Sorry.
Don't you fuck with me.
Bucky.
Jelanye. Not you, Io. Sorry, go on.
Bucky takes a motorcycle that's somewhere in that parking garage that they exited from, and he's just tailing them. And Sam's like, he says something, and he was like, "I'm not the one who can fly," or something like that.
Yeah, he was like,
Oh yeah.
Sharon was like, "Oh, Batrock's starting up the helicopter. He's gonna get away with like some of the diplomats," and then Falcon was like, "Bucky," and then Bucky was like, "I'm not the one who flies." So of course it's up to Sam. And that chase scene, that whole scene was fucking dope. I like that set piece.
Yeah, hella good.
What it is that
Hella
he's getting shot at by the helicopter pilot, and he's using his shield, and we get to see some use of the wings as well. Keep in mind they are all vibranium, so they're not going to be broken anytime soon. If anything, it'll probably be the thruster, but not the wings itself. Obviously not the shield. But yeah, he's like in hot pursuit, and then he like uses he kind of does an Iron Man thing where he like scans people inside.
Yeah,
He uses Red Wing. He's like, Red Wing, find someone.
Find someone who has flight experience. And then it's like this little Asian lady. And then he he's like, put the earbuds on. He hacks her phone and says, put your earbuds in.
Yeah.
Well, what I was gonna say is before that, so he texts her, and then she puts her earbuds in. He says like, he identifies her and says, I hear you have flight experience. So that kind of tips her in, like he's gonna take out the pilot. Which I kind of like that he did that, because what if it's like, I had one class.
It was the wrong Cessna. Flying a Cessna and a helicopter is kind of different.
But yeah, so they time it perfectly where the woman in the helicopter, he's like, we're gonna count down from 5, and she's the one doing the countdown, so at least he's going at her pace. He takes him out, and then she's able to grab the way that he takes him out, though, it's similar to the helicopter scene in the beginning of the season.
I thought he was just gonna have Red Wing shoot his ass. Like
he like
has opened the door and just tackled his ass out of there.
He has Red Wing.
Just pushed him out and then just drove it. Why'd you do all that shit?
Didn't he like have Red Wing like cut the door open, and then he like?
I think he yanked the door off it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I forgot. Yeah, something like that.
But yeah,
that scene was fucking dope. That totally reminded me of the scene in Iron Man 3 where all those people are falling out of the plane, and like he talks to the stewardess. He's like, okay, I'm gonna electrify your hand, grab onto someone, and I'm gonna electrify it shut, and we're just gonna gather everybody. And that scene reminded me of it. Like he was having the bystander cooperate in rescuing themselves.
Yeah, that's dope. That was dope.
That brought back Iron Man 3 flashbacks.
Yeah.
You can see that like he definitely got some upgrades, like because of the Wakanda stuff. Like you said, the wings, they can fold all the way in. They're also vibranium. He's he has the kind of like Stark with the kind of computer screen inside there.
He's had that though. Remember, he was able to see Ant-Man when he was shrunk.
I thought that was on his wrist.
No, in Ant-Man when he was facing off with Ant-Man, he was.
He had a little.
Yeah.
So it like does, but it wasn't to it didn't seem like it was to a high extent. Like he never realized it as much. But you're right. Yeah, it's not just on his forearm now. It's also in his dog.
Yeah.
And
doesn't he have he has 2, right? 2 Red Wings?
I saw 2 come out.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Damn, that's dope.
Especially we'll get to it, but the scene where he's like holding up a car. You see the 2.
It's 3, yeah. It's the main one and
fight?
2.
Who wins in a fight between Red Wing and Spider-Drone?
Ooh.
I got to give it to Red Wing. He's got more utility.
True. I would say that. That makes sense.
Anyways, and then we get to see after she lands the helicopter. Something falls out. What was it? Oh no,
the helicopter fell out.
The helicopter, yeah, that's right.
It's a different helicopter, isn't it?
Yeah, there's 2.
There was one helicopter that was the police or something, and then there's one that was the hostages, wasn't there?
Oh, that's right. He was flying at someone. That's right.
Yeah.
So he crashed.
I think the one that was the police one crashes into the into a bridge, and he catches it. And then the one that the diplomat.
No, he didn't catch it. He put up that shield.
Yeah.
Put it up like that, and then it hit, it impacted him, and it pushed him down a little bit. But that's when you kind of put it together that everything's vibranium, nothing's gonna break anytime soon.
Yeah,
that was kind of cool.
That was sick. That was hella cool. I like that scene.
Yeah, but I think the diplomat was able to land hers. It was the other one that fell.
Okay, that part was dope. And then it's interchange that with it cuts between that and then Bucky's chase with the other super soldiers and the 2 vans of diplomats. And And I think his starts out with him doing like a dive bomb straight into a dude from the motorcycle.
Yeah, so the two vans stop at it's
when
there's like a
the
partition.
front brakes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
there's a
yeah.
partition, and then Bucky's coming head on to them, and he like when his motorcycle impacts with the partition, he just dives at one of the super soldiers and like starts fighting them. And while he's fighting that dude, Carly's like, we need to create a distraction, and she just douses one of the vans in fire. And really, prior to this, with her main like core people, she's like, well, if it comes to this, like if we can't get them out, we're just gonna have to kill them. Like if we have no safe space to hold them hostage, like we're gonna stop this vote no matter what. And you can see the hesitation in everyone where they're like, whoa, we're just supposed to hold them hostage. We weren't actually gonna like kill all of them. Like so when she says the one world, one people, like it takes a while for them to actually say it back to her.
Crickets.
Yeah.
They didn't say it together either. It was just one by one.
Yeah, they're like, one people.
One people don't kill me.
Yeah. So you can see the instability in Carly kind of widening, but also like the hesitation in everyone where they're like, oh shit, it's really come to this. Like we're really gonna be terrorists. So it's one thing to hear about like how Carly killed all those people in the GRC or like injured a bunch of them. I don't think all of them died because they all found out on the radio. It's another thing to be like actively involved in it, I think. So yeah. So while she douses one of them in fire, the other one is not on fire yet, but you can hear the people screaming. So Bucky has that whole like dilemma, like does he go after and try to fight Carly or does he save the people? And of course he's going to try to save the people, but I don't know if the thing that they attached was like also vibranium, because it took him a while to like break it open to get them out of there. I actually thought that he's going to fail for a second and like he has to another thing to redeem himself from, you know?
Yeah, I like that scene because it shows that he still is trying, like he's still trying to be a hero and everything, and he basically put his body out there just to try to free them. And like you said, he was struggling. So you can tell that he didn't want to give up. He didn't want to have more deaths on his conscience, you know? But yeah, like you said, I thought it was somewhat similar to vibranium too, because he just kept going. Yeah. It took a while.
And it's something to point out. I know I glossed over his talk with Carly, but like he even told her, like, if you go down this road, like it's not going to stop the nightmares. You're going to remember every single person you killed. And just relating to her as a soldier, which is kind of different to how Sam was relating to her because he was trying to touch the humanity. But yeah, it's just like it just highlights all the stuff that Bucky is still struggling with it to that day, you know.
Yeah. But he saves the people, and then someone thanks him, and then you kind of see like a reaction there. Like,
yeah.
For the first time, I'm actually a hero. Like I'm not a soldier.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got a taste of it. Yeah, and that part was redeeming. And then you just hear Morgenthau, and then Captain America. Woo! He came out like Ric Flair. Woo!
This motherfucker did a shield. He was like, woo!
Appreciate that the shield went about as well as we thought it would.
Didn't do shit.
We all predicted that it went about as well as
weak,
it would have. Like, oh, I didn't weld it properly.
Yeah. Threw it once and then someone just punched it and dented it. A piece of shit.
This scene was
pizza box.
This scene was one of the things that I wrote down as one of my dislikes was some of the fight scenes were cool.
Open arms. I'm like, what the fuck? Buck should have beat his ass to death.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah. And then he was losing to the Flag Smashers. I'm like, you're a soldier.
Yeah.
Well, I think
what the hell?
I think for that there was too many.
But he was handling Sam and Bucky somehow.
Oh, like, that's true.
Yeah, dude.
Tell me why this super serum is supposed to be like superior, because it doesn't like show muscles right away. But like his arm was broken for like multiple days on end. Like it never healed up. And like remember when Blonsky got his ass like crumpled by the Hulk? He was better in like a matter of like hours.
Yeah.
And then like Cappy got shot everywhere in the body and like he still survived. But then spoilers at the end, when Sharon kills fucking Carly, she like gets a stomach shot and dies. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, so it is a weak serum.
Did you get that earlier from what's his fucking face? She got shot in the same place by Zemo, but healed up nicely. But then when Sharon shot her, somehow it like killed her. So I guess she got hurt. I don't know. She probably shot her.
Do you think maybe whatever Sharon used was a special type of bullet, like similar to what she used on the guy that was in, like, it didn't show any acid, but are we just left to assume that like it's a special caliber and that's why it worked?
Special caliber is fucking bullet.
No, I'm just saying, like, I'm trying to suspend my disbelief. One of the things to highlight from that fight was that Carly tried to reason as much as she could with John, where it's like, I didn't mean to kill your friend. We don't kill people whose life don't mean anything. And he's like, his life didn't mean anything to you?
Dude, I was like, oh shit.
On him, dude. Yeah. I really thought he was going to win the fight after that, but he still got his ass rocked. Like, what the fuck?
Dude, how did that? Oh my God. That was so inconsistent. I didn't like that.
Yeah,
man.
Because when you think about it, like when he went up against Sam and Bucky, like those are trained fighters. When he went up against Carly's fighters, like they're just regular people who took the serum. Like,
and he wasn't even mad at Bucky or Sam.
Yeah,
he was mad at the Flag Smasher. So you think he would be able to beat him? Yeah, they killed Lamar.
You know that he's already gone to the dark side. He killed the dude. And so like he doesn't have any remorse at all.
But that's the thing they undid with this part is like he went to the dark side, but somehow he's coming back. At one point, the van of diplomats is teetering, and like I guess Bucky was trying to pull it up. Was it Bucky?
No. So what happened?
He was, but then he got kind of knocked over.
Yeah, that's right. And then like you see it falling, and then suddenly you see John. And like, well, before that, you see John, and he's like watching Carly get away, and then watching the diplomats fall. So he makes the decision to go after the diplomats instead of go after Carly. And that's supposed to be his redeeming moment. Like, oh, he didn't go after his revenge. He went after.
I didn't like.
Yeah. So I was like, no, like he already went to the dark side, but he's coming back and he's somehow redeemed because in one instant he didn't go after the Flag Smashers. He went to go rescue these people. It's like, no, that's not how that works.
Dude. I wanted him to just let those people die.
Exactly. I want him to be a bad guy. I want him to be that I want him to be I am Captain America. I want him to be that guy. That's when I really want, when he's an evil Captain America, not when he's like on the path to redemption and shit. And I didn't especially like his reception by Bucky and Sam. They're like, oh, like Sam gives him a nod. And then like he taps Bucky on the back. And it's like they're all playful. I'm like, what the fuck is that? He killed a guy with Steve's shield and basically disgraced the Captain America name, and you guys are just accepting him back. And he's not supposed to do any of that like avenging stuff. Otherwise he gets like what? Reprimanded by the government or something?
Yeah.
So like all that added into that moment. And I'm like, no, don't give him redemption. Keep him the evil Captain America.
Yeah, that's exactly what I wrote down too. I didn't like how he saved the people, and to be consistent with his character and stuff, like he needs to still be evil, in my opinion.
What I did find interesting though, the thing is that they didn't execute it properly. I would have liked to see someone go that far down and come back naturally. Not like Bucky was kind of a cop-out because he was controlled, so it wasn't really his decision. But remember how they said that the serum just makes you more you. It would have been nice to see someone go evil and then he thinks, oh, this is who I really am, but then get redeemed and be like, oh, maybe this serum doesn't have that effect. It doesn't make you more you. It just makes you superpowered, and then you get to decide which way you want to go about it. So I thought if it executed better, it would have been nice to see him actually redeem himself.
Yeah.
Not in a span of like 10 to 15 seconds. That shit was.
Yeah. I think it just, go ahead, Monica, go ahead.
It was just during like, so Bucky saved the one van. They totally forgot about the separate van that also started like, or not cut fire, but like I think Carly like pushed it more to like almost slam over the edge. So like the whole time Bucky's just watching, and then when John was like, do I go after Carly, do I go after this, I thought that was really weird because like just based off of the last episode when he was so focused on the guy who's not even the one who killed Lamar, like you would think he'd have that tunnel vision on Carly. Like I completely agree, that was such a weird choice, I guess.
I guess I mean, you can chalk it up to nerves, and maybe in just that moment it was like a crime of passion, but still, like it would have fit better in his character if he just stayed evil for a while.
I think they could have executed the finale a little bit more, and just that the whole Walker redemption arc, if they had more episodes. Like I think they could have expanded that. I don't know if it's because of the pandemic that's what kind of shortened the episode count, which that would just make sense.
Yeah.
But if it were maybe 10 episodes or something like that, I think it would have been well-rounded as a finale.
I gotta say, dude, I started with the episode before. I feel like that killed the momentum. I feel like if they would have kept the action and like momentum rising, it would have been an amazing finale. But they decided to do that shit with John Walker, which is fucking dumb. Too much dialogue and wasted time in the second to last episode. And then this episode had some good moments, but a lot of it was just wasted. I feel like.
I think if they had gotten to the content from last episode sooner in the season, not pick up the whole episode and move it earlier to the
even in that episode, if they got to it sooner in that episode.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, so we see that John makes that decision to go after the van instead of after Carly, but he's still not able to rescue the van from tipping over. And Bucky's on the ground, like stories below, so he can't do anything. So
I thought he was just gonna stand up straight.
I thought he was gonna do that too, but I mean, it would have still killed people.
No, it would have killed him. I thought he was gonna may have stopped it a little bit. I thought he was just gonna just die. What else was gonna happen? But then
hey, to your point too that you brought up earlier about the serum supposed to be like the best version, right? Mm-hmm. But you see what's his name? You see Walker struggling to pull the van, and then he eventually loses it. But in Captain America, he was holding a freaking helicopter that was still like trying to leave. But that doctor was talking shit, dude. It was the best.
You ain't no Erskine. You don't have foreskin.
Another example.
All it did was not make them buff. That's all it did.
Exactly, dude. You got fat super soldiers running around. Who wants that? I can't burn the fat. I'm just super.
So we finally see Sam is actually the one who rescues that last van, and he struggles with it because he doesn't have any serum or any superpowers. So he catches it. He's using his wings, and as Vince alluded to, you see his main thruster and then the two side thrusters from his like other red wings that are
another Iron Man
upgrade, dude.
Like when the red wings latched onto the truck and started thrusting them upwards. We've seen Iron Man do that with his suit, like when
like open extra flaps.
When he was putting the ship back together in Spider-Man Homecoming. The ship that got split in half, he had parts of his suit pushing it together. So like kind of see that tech come into play again. Yeah, he saves the truck. Everyone's recording. Someone's like, "Hey, that's Black Falcon," and then some dude was like, "No, that's Captain America." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's terrible writing."
Yeah, it was really weird writing.
That was
Black Falcon.
super hokey. Maybe they could have pulled it off with like better like acting, but like yes, that part was kind of hokey. I didn't mind it, but at the same time, I'm like, it
was unnecessary. Yeah,
it was too much.
Like kind of forced.
Yeah, definitely. That's exactly it. It was forced. Yeah. But man, we got it. We got this Captain America speech at the end.
So good. That was so good.
Well, you're fast forwarding too much.
Oh, I'm fast forwarding through all
that. Oh, dang.
Go ahead. Do your.
What else?
So while they save the rest of them, they still have to go after Carly. So they follow them into the tunnels, and you see Bucky and John break off into one side, and then Sam break off into another side because his goggles are saying like, "Oh, their pattern's split this way," and they're the whole together. Time. Yeah, the whole time he's telling Sharon like, "Oh, meet us here," because he thinks she's still a good guy. But Sharon finds Carly first, and that's when we get the reveal. Not so big reveal because we already kind of predicted it. That Sharon's the power broker, and she was like, "You could have just like come back and work for me. Like, we'll find a place for all of you guys that are super powered and all that stuff." So trying to talk Carly into rejoining. I guess Carly originally worked for her. That's how she got access to the serum in the first place. And then Sam finds them with their guns drawn on each other. Or no, Batroc finds them first. And Batroc is like, "Oh, so you're the power broker. Now you owe me this much money, but double it."
A lot of money.
Yeah, I'm going to tell everyone your secret.
4 million.
So
that reveal was like the whole reveal of the power broker. I was kind of like, of course we predicted it, which was cool, but like, it was just, it didn't hit me. Like it wasn't very
you didn't feel betrayed.
I don't know. Yeah. Like it just, I don't know. It didn't execute.
I think the reason it didn't hit is because we didn't get enough scenes of Sharon being hurt by like being basically abandoned by her country. If we got more scenes of that, maybe it would have hit more to see her become like evil.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. It was kind of
it didn't really land.
It didn't. A lot of this stuff didn't land. I felt like because they try to cram too much into this episode.
But it's exactly what you predicted, both of you, because Vince, you said she was probably the power broker, and then Matt, you're the one who said that it made sense because he started with Hydra, fell in with the CIA, and Sharon was CIA. So that's how she could have picked him back up when he came back from the blip. So, like, they don't say it
in my stomach, and then it was Arnim Zola in her stomach.
That theory's still there, dude. That's the real power broker. Sharon's a front.
But yeah, so when Batroc wanders upon them, he threatens to reveal her secret, so she just kills him. And then Carly
killed Batroc.
Yeah,
a bullet. He deserved better than that.
Mm-hmm. And then
I wanted to see him get revenge, or I guess just keep fighting with not Bucky, what's his name, with Sam.
I wish he ended up in the raft.
Line in the comics.
Yeah,
come on, Marvel, send your villains to the raft, please. Stop killing them.
That would have been cool.
So, so Sharon kills Batroc, and then Carly shoots Sharon, and then that's how Sam wanders upon them. And obviously, he thinks that Carly killed both of them, and he tries to talk sense into her. And I was getting
vibes from Winter Soldier, where Bucky was beating Cap to death.
Yeah,
and he was like, "I'm not gonna fight you." And then
that's what I wrote down. Yeah.
He was definitely he was definitely going, I'm with you till the end of the line, whoever you are.
Yeah. That's what I wrote down too. Yeah.
I like that they worked in all of the like training from the previous episode. You see him do all those flips and stuff while he's evading her, and she's the whole time she's just like kind of like a petulant child, like just like fight me, like trying to get a reaction because she's so angry and like has nowhere to vent it, and he's just trying to like, it's not your fault.
And he just like, I could do this all day.
It's not your fault. It's not your fault.
Yeah, but eventually she's like, at first I was like, oh, she doesn't want to fight him either, but eventually he gets frustrated and she's about to fucking cap his ass. And then that's when you hear the bullet ring out, and then it turns out Sharon kills her with a shot to somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh no, not that freckle. Where the bullet goes. It wasn't in the head and it wasn't in the heart, but somehow it killed her.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the body. It was like somewhere here down. I don't know. It looked like she was holding.
She probably got a heart shot then, I guess.
Oh, so yeah, maybe.
She did die pretty quickly, but basically she just apologizes to Sam while she's dying. Yeah, and then Sam carries her out, and then we get that Captain America speech. Ooh.
And we get that epic shot though of him.
Yeah. Coming down with her dead body. Yeah.
And you see the wings like fully expanded.
Like an angel.
And it reminded me of Angel, that scene in X-Men, which is, that was a pretty cool scene too. I thought.
Yeah, just do better. Like he was able to kind of make them see why Carly was able to invigorate that many people to like stand up against the greatest countries in the world. Yeah. So finally got that Cap speech. It was really good. So,
I think he was just lucky. Labels. Yeah, he was lucky he wasn't talking to Republican senators though.
And at the end, Bucky was like, "I just heard a black man in a cap wearing the Stars and Stripes."
But yeah, this scene was hella good. Like Disney just pushing all those themes like in your face, and it's very out there, and I like it. And he was talking about, like I said, like labels, calling people thugs, terrorists when they don't really know why they're doing that. Like, and then he was saying that like now we have a common struggle.
Yeah, a common struggle.
Yeah.
What was he said something about how like we were faced with like, Thanos, someone who could snap half of our population. And then he was like, how do you think these people feel who are about to get banished? Like they feel the same, like just as powerless as when, something like that.
It's because the senator was saying like, you have to appreciate like the struggles we're going through. Like we have to make this decision. It's a difficult struggle, and basically saying that they're helpless. He's like, well, how do you think all these people feel?
Yeah. He says, you have the same power as an insane god or a troubled teenager.
Yeah.
If that's what you're talking about, he doesn't. I don't think he says the name Thanos, but he
no, he doesn't. But he draws a similarity where like these people feel just as helpless trying to fit back into the world as the people who disappeared because of Thanos. So that part was dope. I mean, say what you will about Cap's speeches, but none of them were on CNBC.
Well, I just love
that shit on Fox News.
I love that the speech came right after. They're like, "Thank you for saving us. What can we ever do to repay you?" And he was like, "Just do better," like calling them on their BS, you know?
So. Yeah. And he was talking about like, you guys have the power. You have like control of the banks. You, with one phone call, you can make something happen. And then he says like who's in the room making those decisions with you guys? And then I thought that was pretty impactful too. And you just like, it's the people like that
you represent. Is it people you represent, or is it more people who are just like you?
Yeah. Like he hit on so many relevant things.
Yeah.
He was just, man, he was controlling that cipher. And then John Walker came in and he was like, "Yo, don't you know I'm US aged? I come in guns blazing. Easy."
Stupid. I like that they did the typical pan of like people watching the speech. So it's like you get Torres, you get his sister, you get like all the main characters from the.
Oh yeah. You get Isaiah Bradley.
Isaiah Bradley, he was watching it. And he was like,
yeah. But one of the things too, I liked what Sam said. He was like, one of the senators was talking about like, "Oh, you don't know what it's like this is so complicated." And then Sam is like, "I'm a black man wearing the stars and stripes." Yeah. So he definitely knows what it's like, and he just knows that he's not he said like, "I'm not the blue-eyed blonde hair, but I'm still here. No super soldier serum in me, but I'm still fighting." And that was powerful.
Great. For a second, when you said blue-eyed, I immediately went to Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Anyways, and then after that speech, we get the first time Bucky calls Sam Cap.
Yeah.
And then we got that stupid nod to John Walker, like, "Oh, everything's forgiven because I'm Captain America."
Oh, that's the other thing. Yeah. So while Carly was fighting Sam, the other super soldiers, they run up on John and Bucky, and you think that there's going to be another brawl, but it turns out that they just followed their same app. They're like, "We caught you. Thanks for the good app." And then they had the police take them in, and they're going to send them to the raft. But before we get into that, we do see Sharon, and Sam says, "Oh, I'm good on my word." So he still has no idea that she's a bad guy. And she doesn't want to be seen by any of the medics. So Bucky takes her somewhere else so that they can like take care of her gut shot. And then after that, we go into like all the, we can skip back to taking them to the raft. So the people locking up the super soldiers into the van was like one world, one people. So we think that they're gonna like, oh, everything's okay. Like they're gonna be taken care of. They have connections everywhere, kind of like Hydra. And then it explodes, and then it pans out, and you see
it was the butler in a car with explosives. I was like, what the hell? That part was super hokey too. Like if you're gonna do it, I guess he had to be dressed as the butler so you know who it was. But like, I don't know, that part felt super hokey to me too.
That was so weird to me.
I thought it was kind of funny because it was just like, and then you see Zemo in the raft, and it was like, oh, the remaining soldiers like exploded, and then he's just like kind of happy because he's like, oh, my butler like fulfilled my mission or whatever.
That was so weird. And at first I didn't even know who it was. Like, who is this guy?
It would have been clearer, and what probably would have been less hokey if like you see the car explode and then Bucky's on the phone with someone and he's like, "Sir, it's been done," or something like that. That would have been
yeah.
Not as weird.
Yeah,
I agree.
I was a little confused at first. I was like, "Who's this guy?" And then when they showed Zemo in the raft, I was like, "It's the butler." So but yeah, so there's no more super soldiers that we know of other than Bucky at that point. And then we see Sam visiting Isaiah again, and just like, "Oh, you actually did it," and like they're kind of like making peace with it and all that stuff. And Sam takes him to see something that like to honor Isaiah's struggle, and you find out that he was able to tell his story without
So
revealing
good.
that he's still alive, so that everyone will still know what he gave for this country.
Yeah, that was hella good scene. I hella like that too. And even like before they even go see the museum, they kind of just have like a little banter, saying that, you know, like you said, like he was watching him, and then the grandson, he was like, "Oh, it's the Black Falcon," and then he's like, "Oh, you got to learn some manners." But then one thing that Isaiah Bradley said, he was like, "He ain't Captain America, or I mean, he ain't the Black Falcon,
Or no,
but he's still black," or
yeah,
something
he was
like
like,
that.
he's like, "Oh, it's the Black Falcon." He's like, he's not the Falcon anymore, but he's still black.
Yeah, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh shit!" Like that's still his perspective, you know. Like even though it's just the two sides, his
Yeah.
side and then Sam's side.
Yeah, we do get rewinding a little bit from the night where all the Flag Smashers were taken out. People, like, you hear commentary from some of the people watching. They're like, "What do we call him now? What does he go by? Is it Black Falcon? Is it Captain America? Like,
Yeah.
is it Falcon or Captain Falcon or whatever?" And then you actually hear one of the senators, Falcon Punch. But you hear one of the senators like, "Captain America, the one that you dropped in the water is still alive." Oh, so there is still one alive. I think.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know if
in
he was
the
in the same.
Hudson.
I don't know if he was in the same van that exploded, but he could possibly still be alive. So they ask him like, "Will you help us?" Like, he's still in the Hudson. So they acknowledge that he is Captain America. So
Yeah,
that's interesting. And then we see them reopening the boat. They're able to successfully launch his parents' boat again. And you see Bucky flirting with the sister again. And
so good. I don't know if you guys have like noticed, but some of the scenes where like Bucky kind of uses both hands, like he uses his left hand when there is some type of danger, obviously, but like he'll do little things with his right hand when things are a little bit more calm. Like when he was happy, when he was on the boat, he had the cake. He was like just playing with the kids.
Well, he did say like, I don't always think of the metal hand because I'm right-handed. Like,
yeah. And then he there's another thing. Oh, I think just going back to the beginning, which is a little earlier. Yeah. So Carly threw a stick or like a pole, and then he caught it, but it was with his right hand.
Yeah.
So that I don't know. I just thought that was kind of interesting how they're pretty consistent with that.
Yeah. One thing that I don't remember if this was before or after Sam visits Isaiah, but Bucky does do what he talked about with Sam, where he does the work to dig himself out of that hell he's living in. So he visits the old man from the early episodes, and he shares with him, like, because he said like he knows something happened to his son, that he's dead, but he just, the not knowing the exact details is what's haunting him. So the one way that he could actually provide a service to him was to let the father know, like, he was murdered and it was by the Winter Soldier, who was me. So he actually really did like blatantly lay it out, and this is what happened.
Yeah.
And the father is even like, "Why?" And he's like, "I didn't have a choice." So like he's able to at least put some of that behind him. And at the very end, you see that he had left a little gift for his original therapist, and it's the notebook, and every name is crossed out. And he said, "Thanks for the help, doc," or whatever.
Yeah, he says, "I got to see about a girl."
Son of a bitch stole my arm.
But that scene with is it Nakajima? Is that his name? Yeah. So that scene hella got me too, because it was just another showcase of Sebastian Stan's acting. Like it was just on his face, and then you can see all the emotions. Like it was hella crazy because he admitted that it was him, but it also was like, to me, it was kind of that last acceptance where he said, "I was the Winter Soldier." So it's like it's in the past.
Well, it's also interesting though, because the original statement from the therapist for his like steps to make amends was to say like, "My name is James Buchanan Barnes. I am no longer the Winter Soldier, but this is what I did." And when he talks to the father, he's saying like, "It was done by the Winter Soldier, who was me." Like he's accepting that the actions were done by him and not trying to distance him himself from those actions, kind of like what the therapist was having him do, where it's like,
Mhm.
oh, I'm like, he can no longer be the Winter Soldier, that's true, but then the memories still stay with him. So the way that he's doing the work is kind of more along the lines of what Sam was encouraging him to do, where it's like you're making amends instead of trying to put down the people you put in power.
That's so good. The music was hella good too. That's what also got me. That in that scene, and then in the museum when Isaiah Bradley saw the statue, but then when he was hugging Sam and he like
That part got me. Yeah.
music, I was like, oh shit. And you can hella see he's like he's hella shaking, but like happy, crying, you know?
Yeah.
But that scene was hella good too.
I loved it because it was the whole different like section in the Captain America like exhibit. Like he was able to tell the entire story without outing him and putting him in danger, which is great. So I think the last few things that we see in this episode is that Sharon does get her pardon with the help of Sam, and they're like, oh, we're sorry that basically like we overlooked you and kind of like
that was the mid credit.
Yeah.
Was that the mid credit or was the scene with John?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, so after oh, I mean we can go back to that, but we see like all the montage of Bucky being hella happy on the boat and everything, and everybody's and yeah, he's he's like flirting with his sister and stuff. And then I believe from there it cuts to what's her name? Contessa.
Yeah, it's the Contessa, yeah.
Yeah, so she's in some office. I don't know. It kind of looked like a courtroom, but
it looked like the same place that
she's in a room.
It looked like the same, right, when he got had that Senate hearing. It looked like that same room.
Yeah. So they're in that room, and then it's the wife, and then they're waiting, right? They're waiting for Walker to come out. And then that's when they kind of had the scene. And I really like her acting because we don't really know what is she good or bad, but we kind of have a feeling. But her acting is just really good. But then Walker finally comes out, and then we get to finally see the comic accurate US agent costume, which I thought looked hella cool.
It looked hella cool. I love it.
It's the same, really black.
Yeah. So that was pretty funny. But then you don't really know now with his redemption. Like, is he good or bad? Because
is he good or bad? And who is he working for? Why would they need someone like him? And who
even the Contessa says like things are going to get a little messy from here on out, and we're not going to need a Captain America, but we will need a US agent. So I think it's more like you're going to be our government lackey. Like, I don't know, like it's someone that they can control, I guess, that has the serum.
Yeah. But I did like the costume and everything. And then I just didn't like how
I don't like the character. He's not the best Captain America anymore.
Yeah.
It's confusing. Like they did the turnaround too
wasn't
quickly.
Executed. Right.
I wanted him to be evil for a little bit.
Yeah.
Same.
And then so the post credit was the one with Sharon sentencing in the same room, it looks like, where they're like, oh, we're sorry, we'll make reparations, and would you like your old job back with the CIA? And she accepts, and she's happy to be home. And then she gets on the phone and said like, well, the super soldier serum's out the window, but we're about to have access to government contracts and like all these different like weapons and all this stuff, so they can start doing more dirty business.
I fucks with it. I like evil Sharon.
So who do you think she was talking to? Like, I got so many questions. Like, who do you think she's talking to? Do you think she is a power broker, or she's just a front?
No, she's definitely the power broker. And I don't think she's talking to our higher up. I think she's talking to lackeys. Like, oh yeah,
I think she's talking. Yeah, I think she's talking to lackeys because she was saying like, get ready, like get our contacts ready for the stuff I'm going to be able to provide and whatever. But it's that same LAF group. I just had to bring up my notes.
That's right.
Yeah. It's I don't know if they're in the comics, but basically it's a bunch of criminals that profited off of the blip. So any way they could wreak havoc, really.
But also too, like, so if she is a power broker, this show took place like a couple months, like I don't know, 6 months or something like that after Endgame, right? So how would she become power broker in the 6 months that she came back? Because it showed that she vanished.
Sharon vanished?
Yeah, in the in Endgame, she's in the background of one of like the people who they show have vanished.
Oh.
Oh, I
realize
thought
that.
that she hadn't, because it made it sound like she was one of the ones that didn't vanish during the blip. So she was one of the ones that struggled for 5 years, 5 or 6 years.
No, I thought I see that's where I'm kind of confused because I remember.
I thought it was Maria and
Oh, was it Maria?
Fury.
I
thought
think it was. I don't remember seeing her
okay.
vanish, but I could be wrong.
I thought
So-
it had her picture on there.
Okay.
No.
Well, the
But-
way they're telling the
Mm.
story in the series was that when the blip happened for those 5 years, she was just kind of paying for her crimes, I think, after like helping Cap get his stuff back when he was like on the run and all that, like basically enemy of the state.
Yeah.
So I don't know if she was in the blip. It made it sound like she made her empire while everyone was gone.
That's what I
Yeah,
thought
because
too.
that's okay. Because that's why I was kind of confused. I was just like, if she was gone, and if I'm thinking correct, and she was gone, then how would she become the power broker in the months after Endgame when she came back, re-blipped?
Yeah.
Either that, or there's a theory where like I saw online where she has been the power broker from the
The whole
beginning.
time?
So
Oh,
yeah,
interesting.
so even in Winter Soldier and whatnot, she was there kind of pulling the strings and doing
Okay.
all this stuff on the back end. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that could be viable. If she did go in the blip and she just came to power in the 6 months, I mean, LAF, they just said that like it's a group of criminals that profit off chaos from the blip, but they didn't say if it's the blip where people vanish or if it's the blip where people reappeared. So it's just that they profited off of whatever chaos the displaced people caused.
Okay.
And they only mentioned them in the first episode, and then they never mentioned them again. So,
WandaVision over Falcon and Winter Soldier.
it's hard to compare, but I mean they were definitely
They
some
kept the
things that I
momentum
liked.
going, and the crescendo was super high. And I mean, it was universe changing. So many other things. I felt like this was kind of run of the mill by the end. By the time it was done,
That's what
it started out with like so much potential, but like at the end, it was kind of just like,
yeah.
yeah.
If Sharon had disappeared during the blip, the first snap, do you think that someone just assumed her identity, like it was a scroll, and just like started pretending to be her?
That's one of my theories I wrote down, was that Sharon, I mentioned this before, like if she was brainwashed, but maybe she's not brainwashed and she's a scroll or something like that.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
But
I just think she's evil. She's like jaded. She's
I can see that too.
scorned.
But like, what's her real like motivation? Like she
It's just
talked about it
revenge.
before, but is that, I don't know. I feel like
it is. Yeah, because like at first she was probably, I mean, you know, the old cliche, I'm a cop, I don't get paid anything, but I do it because I believe in the cause. But then when you don't believe in the cause, she was probably like, oh fuck it, I'm gonna profit off it if I'm gonna be hunted, like she said. And now she has like this thing against the US government because of how they wronged her after she literally helped out Captain America. Yeah, she literally helped America by helping Captain America. So
yeah,
I think
but I don't know. It's
foreign to me.
I think that was, I don't know. It was, like I said before, it was kind of, it just didn't hit. It didn't land for me.
Yeah. If they flesh it out more, I can dig evil Sharon. But her character development and John's character development was a little strange to me. I love what they did with Sam and Bucky. I loved it.
Yeah.
So,
The series definitely could have benefited from like 2 or 3 more episodes.
yep.
Yeah, I think the episode count, if they were to extend it somehow, again, we don't know if it was like the pandemic or something, but I feel like they could have executed it a little bit better. And like you said, it was going somewhere. It just kept going up and up and up. And then the last episode, it was kind of just like meh. Like it
I think they handled the race and politics topics like amazingly well. Like all the stuff with Isaiah was done really, really well. But I think the as far as where it is in the MCU, it's a little not stale, but like it's a little like, okay, where do we go from here? Because we have Sharon on the board, we have US Agent on the board, but it's all encapsulated. Like, how does that? It doesn't really connect to the rest of the universe.
But I think it feels like that because we don't know if we're getting a second season or like a movie. Like, where do they go from here? We know that
Yeah.
Wanda is going to be in Doctor Strange, and then whatever. From there. But like, where does this continue on to?
Yeah.
So there, I don't know if you guys saw, but there is talks that there's going to be a Captain America 4.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's going to be a movie.
Yeah.
That's dope. Yeah. So at the end they change it from Falcon and the Winter Soldier to Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
I hope that's what the movie's called.
But then that wouldn't be for years. Like, I'm sure that's not like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like this just came out and they've already released so many other things, you know? So I don't think if that does happen.
Yeah.
That's too bad. Yeah. They're like developing so many of our like phase like 3 and 4 and 5 Avengers. Like they're delving so deeply into their lore, and then they're just gonna let them sit for a while, I guess, because we're not getting anything.
Yeah. That's important.
At least for Wanda we are eventually, but like for Falcon and Winter Soldier, like I hope that they continue it on somehow, and I hope that when they do, Sam is like kind of I hope he goes to the Bradley family for like advice and stuff. And
I mean, it sounds like that's what
they're all doing. Captain America's. They're all Captain America's there, and then I hopefully we get to see like Elijah's transformation into the Patriot. That'll be great.
That's what it looks like he's doing, because I mean, like he went to him before he accepted the shield, and he went to him after he accepted the shield. Like I don't think it was just to show him the monument; it was also to like just talk to him, you know, because he just wants to understand. So
yeah. Overall,
that'd be awesome.
I'm pretty much. I think we're all kind of in agreement how it was really good, and then it kind of just tailed off. Could have been a little bit better. Do you guys have any other questions or like maybe theories that
I'm hoping that one of the post-credit scenes maybe ties this in with whatever happens in Black Widow.
I don't think it can. It's in the past. Like how I guess it would be an Easter egg, but they can't tie it in because that's not gonna.
Oh yeah,
It's not gonna. Well,
yeah, I mean, like whatever they do in Black Widow, I would feel like maybe Bucky or someone like would make logical sense to maybe appear in a post credit for that. I don't know.
Oh, maybe it could be. Do you remember in Civil War when Bucky and Natasha they were fighting, and then Natasha was like, "You can at least remember me" or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe he can have some type of.
Oh, maybe he shows up in her past because remember, like,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
her mark. That would be great if he comes in that way. That'd be
kind of cool.
In the comics, like they had some kind of.
And that movie takes. Well, in the comics they're together, but in the MCU, chronologically, Black Widow takes place right after Civil War.
Okay.
So, it's not too far in the past, but hopefully we get flashbacks because we get flashbacks of Tony. So hopefully we get flashbacks of Winter Soldier and all that. That'd be great.
Yeah. So I'm hoping for Bucky, but logically probably Hawkeye will be in her movie.
And who knows, like maybe some of it takes place in like present day, kind of like how Captain America did.
Goes like kind of back and forth.
Yeah. So maybe after, maybe part of Black Widow takes place in present day without Black Widow, obviously, but like maybe it'll mention some of the developments that are happening currently in the MCU. I think that Marvel's deliberately building up the raft. Like it's deliberate.
Yeah, dude.
He's going to the raft. They're going to the raft. Like, I think I think you called it. It's gonna be something Thunderbolt related.
Thunderbolts, dude.
Yeah,
that's what I was about to ask. Like, do you guys think either Madam Hydra is building that team? Like, do you think that's gonna be the Dark Avengers, or do you think that's gonna be she's assembling Thunderbolts?
I think
we need evil Avengers, dude.
I think Madam Hydra is probably building the Dark Avengers, but I don't know if it has anything to do with what Thunderbolt Ross is doing.
Yeah, because the Dark Avengers, is that the one that's made up of bad guys that were posing as good guys?
Dark Avengers was basically Thunderbolts, but they were working under Norman Osborn, who was Iron Patriot at the time.
Yeah.
Okay, Hawkeye was Bullseye basically, and then Wolverine was Daken, his son.
Yeah, that's right. So, okay, so they could be doing that with the Thunderbolts maybe, and then what's his name? Walker could be the leader because that's
makes
who
sense.
she recruited first.
Yeah.
But then what do you think Zemo's role is going to be moving forward? Because he's in the raft.
He is.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Exploded a bunch of dudes.
But then again, remember he's against super soldiers, so maybe he just like plays a Punisher kind of role and tries to kill people in prison. All the people who are super powered.
That'd be pretty cool. I liked his
crazy.
2 fight scenes he had in this series. The one when he broke out and the one when he was wearing his mask.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think like we talked about the Thunderbolts potentially. They're definitely building up the roster in the raft. Like I think and we talked about this too. I think some of the Spider-Man villains are going to be in there.
Definitely.
I mean, maybe U.S. Agent. We got Zemo in there.
Well, I don't think U.S. Agent's going to be in the raft just because she's
maybe
him as a
because
front
he did break his whatever little
he's
probation
not
thing
supposed to be Captain America at all, and he did have his own shield and everything.
Yeah, dude. So
okay.
We'll see how that pans out. But they're definitely setting up a bunch of. It's kind of bittersweet. Like they have so many things in the works, a lot of things down the pipeline, but it also means we won't get to see our phase like 3, 4, and 5 MCU heroes. It's going to be mostly focused on new heroes, which is good and bad in a way, because like we won't get to see the people they've developed and we've become so fond of. But there's going to be some crazy. They're going to have the multiverse of madness, and it's going to have like that's going to expand to the Spideyverse.
Yeah, that just opens up anything.
Everything, yeah.
I can't wait for that one. I'm so excited for that one.
Shang-Chi and the 10 Rings. I have no idea what it's about, but looks fucking amazing.
I don't know either, yeah.
They're definitely setting up the Young Avengers and then the Raft. So like they got a lot of things working right now.
Yeah, they got their, I mean, you got potentially Elijah, and then you got Kate Bishop. You got the Hawk, not Hawk.
Wiccan and Speed.
Yeah, Wiccan and Speed.
Possibly Hulkling because he's a Skrull. You got
I think
America
Ironheart.
Ferrara. Oh, maybe she's in there. America Ferrara is in the new Doctor Strange. She's already been cast.
They got She-Hulk.
Miss Marvel. So like they already got the lineup for Young Avengers. And then the Raft, of course, and then Multiverse of Madness. They got a lot of shit coming. So
Cassie Lang.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
forgot about her.
Yeah. I saw something online too that said another potential villain that could be in the Raft is Abomination, which I don't know how they would do that, but I guess with the multiverse, it's endless possibilities. But do you guys remember Abomination?
Yeah, because they didn't. I mean, I don't think he died.
Then
they got Thanos' ashes in there. Move.
I think Abomination is going to be in the She-Hulk show. Like I think he might be.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah,
yeah, because he definitely didn't die. They had to keep him somewhere.
Yeah.
At the end of that movie, he was just like on the ground, like moving, like aching. So I don't know what they did with his ass, but he's still alive.
Which again just ties in Thunderbolt Ross and shit. Maybe he can be the Red Hulk at one point.
Oh man.
Do you think we're only gonna see melded Hulk from now on?
Which one?
Professor Hulk?
Yeah, Professor Hulk.
Oh,
of course, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. That was so good.
Raw.
No, I think he's after the She-Hulk because he's supposed to be in She-Hulk. So
okay.
I think after that series, I think he's gonna be done in the MCU just as a actor. You know, I think he's gonna move on to other stuff.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so those are some of my theories.
Man,
questions. Yeah, but overall, yeah, like we said, like there was a lot of good things. Like
the good things were the good things were great, but like when it fell flat, it was kind of disappointing because you knew it.
Yeah.
One thing we forgot to mention when we were talking about Falcon's suit, I guess something Mar was pointing out, like it was mostly like what you were wearing, Kuya, in the comics, but then his in the show was like mostly white, whereas John's was black. So it's like contrasting innocence with like evil, I guess. So
shut the fuck up.
Come on, man. That was a valid point. That was good.
Yeah, just doing writer shit. Oh, but then the curtains were blue and they were sad. Shut the fuck up. Just kidding. I love you. I'm sorry.
Just cut it then.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I love you. I
Cut
just wanted
this
to
whole
piss you off.
thing. You know what? I'm just gonna delete this whole file. You're right.
This is the season finale. Come on.
I don't know if you guys noticed this too. I saw that, or I noticed that in a lot of the scenes, especially towards the end, like when Cap and Bucky are together, if you notice, he's always on his left side. Like when
there you go, nice.
Yeah. So that's
a good nod. I didn't notice that.
Yeah, so even like at the very end when he like pats him on the back, like, and they walk, he's on his left side. And then even when they're running, when it was like him, John Walker and Bucky, I think he was on his left also. But yeah, just like little things I thought was pretty cool how they referenced the old Captain America.
All right, that's going to do it for this episode of Maganda Forever podcast. Thank you for joining us. Again, I am your co-host, Matt.
I'm Vince.
And I'm Monica.
And we will see you when we have some shit to talk about. Bye, everybody.
Long Marvel hiatus. We'll find something for next week.
I'm not Wakandan, but my bionic arm enhanced. Just say the words, I'm activated like a Nazi trance. Catch vibranium to your cranium, wanna glance. Full body cast from a Cyclops optic blast. I doubt you crews prepared for this hit. Catch a glimpse of who I'm with, have you scared of the clip? No heart-shaped herbs or any terrigen myths. I'm taking out your ankles on some anti-carrion shit.